Hello Blast Process viewers and UK Games Expo 2018, and I'm with this chap here whose name is, I don't actually know.
My name is John, hi. And I'd like to introduce you to a dice game that we're playing today. This game is with 6 dice, each of which have got 3 fairies, 2 trolls and 1 piece of cheese. You roll the dice and you decide what you're going to collect, whether it be fairies, trolls or cheese. I'm going to try and collect trolls. I've only got 1 of them, but I'm going to collect them. So I keep the troll and I roll the others. And I've got another troll and another one, so I've got 3 trolls. So I can re-roll the ones that aren't trolls. And, oh, I have got no trolls. So what I have to do now is to count up the score for the trolls. They're worth 20 each, so I have 60. But I have to take away the scores of the other dice. So they're worth 30, the cheese is 30, fairies 10, so they're worth 50. I've scored 60, but take away 50, I've only scored 10. Not a very good score, really. That's how this game is played. Played in rounds, up to first to score maybe 500, or for a longer game, first to score 1,000. That would take about 10 rounds. So that's our dice game.
And I can see that's what's here, isn't it? That's one of those.
That's in this little tube. So we have the 6 dice in this tube, plus the rules to the game I've just explained, plus one other game, which is about collecting pairs or triplets of the different faces.
And I take it you can use the packaging as a dice shaker.
You can use the packaging as a dice shaker, so they roll like that, come out like that.
That's quite convenient, a small stocking filler.
Thank you.
And you've got a second version here.
There's another game which we're bringing out at the same time, which is called Invasion of the Pixies. So I've got the dice here, and this game is all about 4 different pixies: a green one, a blue one, a red one. Where is he? There he is. A red one and a brown one. A fairy and a lump of cheese. They're the 6 faces, and the 4 fairies are trying to steal the cheese from the fairy. So you roll your dice and you try to match up the cheese with each of the pixies, and this pixie is a naughty traitor pixie, and he's talking to the fairies, so you match him up with the fairies, and you roll the dice trying to create these combinations. There we go.
And again, the scoring system.
Scoring system similar to the first game, where you score highly for the red pixie with the cheese, less highly for the green pixie and the blue pixie, and then even less for the brown pixie with the fairy. He's a traitor, so you don't get much for him.
Right, now to get these, I can see the website is faeriegames.co.uk. It's on the side of the packaging.
Faeriegames.co.uk will take you through to the website for Faerie Games, where there's these 2 games, and there's a board game where the fairies are throwing cheese at each other to kill each other, and there's a very helpful troll who picks up the cheese and gives it back to the fairies. At the moment there's those 3 games, but we're going to be adding more games to the fairies side of the business in due course. The other side of what we do are historic games. If I could just say a little bit about those. Yeah.
Please do.
This is our flyer for the historic games. And what we do is to make games played by the Romans, played by the Vikings, medieval people, Tudor people, and up to the 18th century. Some of the games are very well known, such as Nine Men's Morris and Fox and Geese, but then there are other games which are perhaps less well known but equally as good, such as Ludus Latrunculorum, the Roman game, the game with the goose, which is a early race game played by the Tudors, very similar to Snakes and Ladders, introduced a lot later into this country. So we have a large range of board games and dice games from the historic periods across Northern Europe. There we go.
Excellent, thank you. I'm hoping all that sound came out because they're trying to force us out to the exhibition area.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, indeed.
Oh no! What a shame.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much.
You're more
That was
than
quite nice, entertaining, family-friendly, pocket-sized games.
Inexpensive.
And inexpensive.
Inexpensive.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much indeed.
Indeed.
Good to talk to you.